You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ13 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need. You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/ARTS. Just go to Indeed.com/ARTS right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.
Welcome back to Oklahoma On Stage, your backstage pass to all things theater in the great state of Oklahoma. I'm Tim, and I'm your host as we journey through this magical world. We appreciate you joining us. If this is your first time, you can also find us on Facebook and Instagram. And our website, well, it's almost finished, and that'll be at oklahomaonstage.org. One thing we would like to ask, give us a like, follow us on social media, and if you like what we're doing, send us a review to oklahomaonstage@gmail.com. With that, let's get into today's episode.
Oklahoma on stage, the stories come alive with drama, dance, and music. The arts always thrive. From center stage to backstage lore, Oklahoma on stage, there's always something more.
Welcome back, everybody, to Oklahoma On Stage. Today, I am very privileged to have what I believe to be one of the hardest working young ladies in Oklahoma theater. A very dear friend of mine, Dylan Howard, is joining us today. Welcome to the podcast, Dylan.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, as I said, I do consider you to be one of the hardest working young kids that I have met in my entire career. When you and I first met, you were literally going from one show to another. And it seems like that hasn't stopped yet. So we're just going to dive right into this. And again, we're going to have some fun. We're going to, answer some questions. People probably want to get to know you. And so we're going to find out. So first off, we're going to address the elephant in the room.
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 15 years old.
Okay, so you're 15 years old. That
Yes.
makes you a
Freshman in high
freshman in high school.
school. Yes.
And what school do you go to?
I go to Edmond Memorial High School.
Edmond Memorial. So how long have you been involved with theater?
11 years. So I've been doing this since I was 4. And my first show was at Poteet Theater when I was just 4 years old, and I did The Little Mermaid.
Oh, how sweet.
Yes.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of answers the first question. Your first experience with acting, what caused you to go for that show?
Well, my mom took me to Chester's Party Barn, and they had a karaoke contest, and she could not get me off of that stage. So she thought I needed to enroll her in some theater. So she found Poteet was a great spot, and so she enrolled me in a show that they were doing.
Very good.
Yeah.
So you said, talking about enrolling you in theater, you've been
Mhm.
involved with some theater like schools, right?
Not necessarily like theater schools, but I have done like Poteet theater, upstage theater, things for kids that are like pay to play type things, and they're lots of fun.
Okay.
Yes.
So, was there a specific moment or role aside from the karaoke contest that made you realize that acting was your passion?
Yes, I played my first lead was Charlie Bucket in Willy Wonka Kids. And that was kind of when I realized for myself that this is what I want to do. Like this is what I love, like stuff like that. I was about 6 years old, so yeah.
Okay, all right. Well, speaking of leads, for
Mhm.
those that don't know that are listening, I had the distinct pleasure of being on stage with Miss Dillon. We performed in the Diary of Anne Frank together,
Yes.
which, by the way, you stole the show.
Thank you.
Nominated for, and I never did. Did you win the
I did.
Broadway?
I
Okay,
won
the
Broadway
Broadway
World.
World Oklahoma Award for Best Actress.
Best performer in a play.
Best performer in a play. See,
Yes.
I told you she's amazing. So if you guys ever get a chance, make sure you go and see the show that she's in. Okay, so who were some of your biggest influences and role models when you were starting out?
Some of my biggest influences are probably Kristen Stang. She was my first teacher that I ever had for theater or acting and stuff like that. She was my first voice teacher, and she really helped me get started and get out there. And some of my influences now are Emily Pace and Matt Brown, and they are just amazing. And I really look up to them. They are amazing actors, and Matt Brown has been my director before, and I love working with him. And Scott and Lindsay Guthrie, they have been my mentors for a program called Academy Professional Artist Training at Lyric Academy, and they were my mentors, and they gave me a lot of great advice. So, yeah.
Are you still involved with the Lyric Academy?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I've noticed they have some shows coming up as well.
Yes.
So are you going to be involved with them?
Not currently in
Okay.
any shows there.
All right. So since you've been 4 years old to 15 years old,
Mhm.
it's a pretty good gap in age that you've been involved with this. Has your approach to acting evolved and changed over the years? And if so, how?
100%. I started off, this was just a fun after school like activity that I did, and now I love it. Like this is what I want to do. This is what I'm here for. Like I love it. So, yeah, it has changed.
Okay. So what has been the most challenging role you've had so far, and how did you prepare for it?
Ooh, great question. Honestly, Anne Frank was probably the hardest role that I've played because I don't play all that many dramatic characters. I'm more of a comedic type of actor usually, but Anne Frank was a great opportunity for me to like step out of my comfort zone and stuff like that. And I had to prepare for it. I obviously read the diary and I watched so many documentaries on like Anne Frank and her life and what it was really like. And I had a lot of acting privates with Ron Burton and Brenna, who was our director. And yeah, I did a lot to prepare for that audition and that show.
I know that Brenna shared several documentaries and the walkthrough tour of the Anne Frank
Yes.
Museum and things like that, helping us all prepare. And I thought that was a great insight for all of us to understand that a lot of times we play characters as actors. We play roles that are fictional. They're real to the author, but for everybody else, they're fictional. But
Yeah.
for that play, we were portraying real people and they
Mhm.
had lives and there was history we could look at to develop those characters. And
Yes,
I thought it was very fun. I enjoyed the play myself.
I did
So.
too.
So share a memorable moment or a lesson that you got from working on a recent project.
Ooh, I fairly recently did The Sound of Music at the Civic Center, which was probably the biggest cast I've ever been a part of. So you don't get as much one-on-one time with the directors and stuff. So that was a new experience, but it was so much fun. And with the kids, it was double cast, so we got very close with all the kids and stuff. And that was a very, very cool experience, and I learned a lot from that.
How many young people were in that cast?
Um,
Or how many people were in the cast? We'll just go
how
with
many people? Oh, there were 60 nuns, as well as the ensemble, which was of like probably 30 people and the kids, and there were 12 of us. So there was a lot of people.
That's impressive.
Yes.
I thought it was a big deal that we had 17 on stage for Julius Caesar. So
Yes.
that's pretty impressive. Now, speaking of recent projects, you just wrapped up Fairy Tale Farms, is that correct?
Yes, I did.
How was that?
It was amazing. I was a swing this year, which I love swinging and learning to do understudies and all the things. And so yeah, it was a great experience. And I also played Granny whenever I was like actually in the show. And I learned the entire script for that show just in case I had to step in for anyone if they got sick, which was hard, but it was a lot of fun.
Sure.
And that's what I enjoy doing. So,
Now, this is not the first time you were with the Fairy Tale Farms, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay.
I was in it last year too, and I played Goldilocks, which was one of my favorite roles that I've ever played. It was so much fun.
I've seen photos and things. You look like you had a great time with that.
Yes.
So congrats.
Thank you.
Are there any particular directors, actors, or mentors who have significantly impacted the growth as an actress? Now, I know we kind of talked about some of those people,
Yes.
but is there anyone in particular that has really helped you to grow?
As I said, Kristen Stang I kind of grew up with, and I've had many, many directors through like the years of me being in theater. Matt Brown was an amazing one that really helped me step out of my comfort zone, and same with Ron Burton. I had some acting privates with him, and those really helped me step out of my comfort zone and get into more like Shakespeare and harder things that I haven't done before.
Yeah, private lessons are a big thing because they can be personalized to
Yes.
you and your gifts and stuff. So
Yeah.
how have things changed now that you are in the high school level?
I have been doing high school theater most this year, and through my high school years, I probably will only be doing high school theater and community theater because that's all you have time for outside of high school. But I'm at Edmond Memorial, which has an amazing program for high school students, led by Patrick Town, who's an amazing director, and it's been so much fun. We did Children of Eden this year, and I was one of 3 freshman girls who got into that show, which was a lot of fun. And I got to meet some upperclassmen and perform in that show, which was a very powerful message, and it was great to be a part of.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. I have an interview coming up with Patrick.
Oh, really?
Here in a few weeks. I'm going to interview him about his show at Upstage,
Wow.
where he's doing Sideshow.
Yes.
So yeah, I'm very interested in that. Julie, my wife, and I were just listening to the soundtrack for that last night, and so
Wow.
it sounds very interesting. So
Yes.
So, speaking of high school and everything, I understand that you received a great opportunity just here recently. Tell us about that.
Yes, I was accepted into the Quartz Mountain Summer Arts Institute for acting, which is a very selective program, and it's a 2-week intensive during the summer, and you had to audition to get in, and I'm thrilled to get to go this year as a freshman. And as far as I know, I'm the only freshman that got in for acting, and I am very, very excited to go.
But of course you are. I'm so pleased that the Quartz Mountain Summer Institute is still around. It was actually around when my wife and I were in high school.
Oh, really?
It was a program back then. And then, of course, during the time, I'm not sure it was in the 90s, I think, the resort itself burnt down, caught fire and burned. And so they closed for a long time. And so they've since rebuilt and all that. It's a very nice establishment down there. But I'm so glad that the Institute's still going on. I know a lot of kids that have benefited from that. And I good luck to you for that.
Yes, I'm very excited to learn new things.
Absolutely. So looking towards the future for Miss Dillon, what kind of roles or genres are you most excited to explore?
I'm excited to step out of the kid roles because I've been playing those for my entire life, and I'm very excited to go on to more teen and adult roles that are more, what is the word? Like more advanced type acting and stuff. And I'm very excited to get out of the kid roles and into more advanced type roles.
Just be careful and don't rush it. Don't
Yes.
grow up too fast. So enjoy being a kid as long as you can.
Yes.
Okay, so do you have any dream collaborations or projects that you would love to be a part of?
This is a big one, but I would love to be a part of an original Broadway cast. That would be the coolest opportunity. Or to be on any sort of like cast recording. I think that would be so cool. But yeah,
Okay. Hey, you gotta have aspirations.
yeah, I would love that.
You're never gonna get anywhere aiming low, so it's a good thing.
Yes.
So speaking of the future, let's kind of be thought provoking. And I know you still got another 3 years of high school, so
Yeah.
this is kind of a little bit of a stretch. So where do you see yourself in 5 years, both as an actress and as a person?
In 5 years, well, I'll probably go to college for hopefully musical theater or something along those lines, that's what I would love to do. It's a hard business to get into, and it's hard to get into college for that. So I know that could not be an option, but I would love it if it was.
Okay. Do you have
Yes.
any possible directions that you want to go?
I would like to stay in state, but after college, I would love to go to New York or London or somewhere big and go pursue a career in musical theater or acting.
All right. That's what I like to hear.
Yeah.
People shooting big.
Yes.
And we're going to be following you just to make sure that actually happens. So we know there's a lot of people that they have aspirations like that. They go, and there's a large culture shock between
Yes.
Oklahoma and New York City.
Right.
And so even living in Oklahoma City, there's a big culture shock between the two. And so
Right.
they kind of find that out real quick. And
Mhm.
so definitely do your research.
Right.
And but definitely we're going to be following you and wishing you all the best. So are there any other creative fields or skills you'd like to explore alongside acting?
I would love to do costume design. I love designing costumes and being creative in that type of element. And yeah, I love sewing. I love stuff like that. So I think I would really enjoy that. Yeah.
Cool. I'm sure you'd definitely be good at that. There are several different schools around here. Always make sure when you're going to that to look at the technical theater side of things.
Yes.
There's a lot that you can learn from all of that. So just reading this question, and I'll kind of hold off on the question because the question itself kind of leads into my next deal. I heard recently you just got a job.
I did.
What are you doing?
I'm a party princess.
What is a party princess?
So I go to little kids' birthday parties dressed as their favorite princess, and I did Anna yesterday, which was a lot of fun. But you just go talk in character and lead them through some activities. And I'm working for my princess and character parties, and it's a lot of fun.
Big shout out to them, by the way.
Yes.
Definitely one of the things that helps as far as acting is improv.
Mhm.
Definitely great improv lessons to go with that. So
Definitely. The kids will
kudos.
throw crazy things at you.
And got to be able to react in character
Yes.
the whole time.
For sure.
So if you could play any character in a book, see, this kind of fed into that.
Mhm.
If you could play any character from a book, movie, or play, who would it be?
Ooh, that's a hard
This
question.
is one of those curveballs.
Yes. Well, I love the musical Wicked, and I know that's a very popular one.
Sure.
And I would love to play Elphaba or Glinda someday. But yeah, probably Elphaba because I love her songs and if it's right in my range, so I would love that.
It's always a plus when you can actually, fit
Right.
right in, right? See, that's one thing I'm not, and people that know me know I'm an actor. I am not a singer or a dancer.
Yes.
So that just, that doesn't happen. My wife says that I can sing, but we all know the dancing thing's not happening. So okay, what's the most unexpected or funny thing that has happened to you on stage?
Okay, I have a good story for this one.
Great.
I was playing Gingy in Shrek at Lyric Academy, and we had the Gingy and Farquaad scene where he's threatening me with a lot of kitchen tools, and he brought a huge spatula towards me, and the spatula broke whenever he brought it towards me, and it just flopped over, and it was so funny, and we got the biggest reaction out of the crowd, and I did not think that would happen, but it was so funny in the moment, and we kept going with it in the scene and kept on referring to it in the scene, and it was so funny, and it just worked so perfectly, and you wouldn't think that something going wrong would work, but it was funny.
Are you kidding me? Have you seen the play that goes wrong?
Yes.
Come on. Things when they go wrong, that's when it's funniest.
Right.
And especially if you have that bit of improv in you,
Yes.
that you see that and can use it, that's when things are really, really good.
Yes.
So okay, so here's another curveball for you.
Okay.
If you could have dinner with any fictional character, who would it be and what would you talk about?
Oof. Okay, I would have all of the things from Beauty and the Beast, and they would make me dinner just like they did Belle, and we would have the best time. And yeah, that's definitely who I would have dinner with.
What would you talk about?
Ooh. Well, if Belle was there, talk about books, our favorite books. And with the things like Lumiere and Cogsworth, I'd probably just ask them what their life is like, being an inanimate object.
Of course, they are real.
Right.
They're just covered with a spell.
Right.
So,
Yes.
that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome.
And I would try the gray stuff. I've heard it's delicious.
Very, very good. So, what's one thing about you that might surprise your audience?
Ooh, that's a hard question. I really like drawing and art, which I don't think all people know about me. And I don't really think there's anything that people don't know about me. I post it on Instagram.
Well, hey, there you go. I mean, you're open about it. And
Yes.
So I was really hoping you were hoping you were not going to say, "Well, I'm just there's nothing special. I'm just a normal kid," because that's not true.
I mean, at school, I'm just a normal kid, and that's just who I am. I have regular friends and everything.
You're just a freshman, so you haven't developed your celebrity status yet. So it's coming. Trust me, it's coming.
Oh
It's
my
coming. So, okay. So really, for the most part, actually, going back to the Quartz Mountain thing, here's a question that I had written down that I didn't ask you.
Mhm.
What are you most excited about as you prepare for Quartz Mountain?
I'm most excited about learning new things about acting that I don't know already, because you can always expand your skills. That's always something that you can do. And I'm also very excited to meet new friends and meet other people who have the same amount of passion as I do with acting and just the arts in general.
Okay. Are you concerned about being the only freshman there?
Well, there's another freshman that I know who is going for the choral
Okay.
and vocal part. But honestly, I like working with people older than me a lot of the time, so I'm very excited.
Well, I will say you are very mature for your age, so I will give you that.
Thank you.
So how do you think going to Quartz Mountain is going to help shape you as an actress?
I'm honestly not sure, but I've heard things from other people that it's just the best time ever, and that you learn more than you think you can about your specific subject, like choral or acting or painting or film. There's so many different things that you can go in for, and I've heard it's just the best time. So I'm very excited to go.
Good. So as we come to the conclusion of our interview, like I said, I've gone through all my questions. You did amazing. I really just kind of have one question to kind of wrap things up. When do you rest?
Between the hours of 12 o'clock and 8 a.m.
Because like I said, every time I talk to you, you're doing a different project and you've got
Yes.
another one coming up. And so do you have anything in the works right now? Do you have anything coming up?
I just ended Children of Eden, and I have a lot of auditions coming up. So we'll see where that takes me next.
Anything in particular you want to share what you're auditioning for?
I am auditioning for a lot of things in high school, so mixed choir and musical theater production class and their show choir, which is called Act 2. And I'm auditioning for Ride the Cyclone at Upstage. And I'll be doing a summer camp, Beetlejuice, at UCO.
Okay.
And many other auditions, which we'll see where that takes me.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
All right. Excellent. Well, there you have it. That's all the questions that I have. Dylan, thanks for being a part of the podcast.
Thank you.
We love it. It gives a great opportunity for people out in Oklahoma to kind of hear from you, get to know you a little bit better. We can't wait to see where your journey takes you and all of that. So thank you for being a part of this. Appreciate it very much.
Thanks for having me.
For everybody else listening at home, thanks for listening. Thanks for tuning in. And most of all, thank you for supporting the arts.
Oklahoma on stage, the spotlight burns so bright. Every tale and song, a starry guiding light. So tune in, folks, there's much to explore. Oklahoma on stage, let's give it encore.
You just realized your business needed to hire someone yesterday. How can you find amazing candidates fast? Easy. Just use Indeed. Stop struggling to get your job post seen on other job sites. With Indeed sponsored jobs, your post jumps to the top of the page for your relevant candidates, so you can reach the people you want faster. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs posted directly on Indeed have 45% more applications than non-sponsored jobs. Don't wait any longer. Speed up your hiring right now with Indeed. And listeners of this show will get a $75 sponsored job credit to get your jobs more visibility at Indeed.com/PODKATZ13. Just go to Indeed.com/PODKATZ13 right now and support our show by saying you heard about Indeed on this podcast. Terms and conditions apply. Hiring? Indeed is all you need.